Hungary should have diversity mandates for doctors. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, that's great. So you tell us why you strongly disagree with the claim, and first explain what you mean by what you think the claim means.
I think the claim means like, okay, we have, let's say we have 5% gypsies in the population, so 5% of doctors should be gypsies, or also think when there's like two doctors who want to get the job in the hospital, they will rather take the gypsy because he fills up like the percentage rate.
Right.
But I don't think that that's right, because I think it should be all about qualification. Who is the better doctor? Who is more qualified in his job? And you shouldn't look at gender or race at all. Like, it should only be qualification. Who is the most capable at their job?
Okay, let me ask you a question. So let's say that, what is the percentage of people who are dentists here? I have no idea. What is it like in terms of gender? Is it 50-50?
I think it's more males, definitely, I'd say. But now in university, the women are a majority
Oh.
in dentistry, and I think in the normal medicine as well. So I think it's changing a bit towards the women.
So would you still feel the same way that, and I just want to make sure I get it right. So you believe that for doctors, they should be hired on the basis of their merit.
Merit?
Merit, like their qualifications.
Yeah,
And not
exactly.
their race, and
No,
not
it
their
shouldn't matter
gender,
at all.
not their height, not if they're in a wheelchair. So if they're in a wheelchair, we don't give them...
Okay, wheelchair, it can have its disadvantages in.
Right. But
certain
you believe that
jobs.
people should be hired because of their qualifications and not their skin color.
Of course, I don't even get why it's a debate, to be honest. I think it's
It's a big debate in the U.S.
yeah. Here we do have I'm from Germany, and there we also have like certain, how do you say, these percentages.
Diversity, affirmative action, diversity,
Yes.
quotas.
Yeah, and I think it's a stupid discussion, and it should be all about.
Qualifications and merit. Okay, so let's talk about this. So let's say that there's a, excuse me, a group of people in society, like, the Roma, called the gypsies here in Hungary. And let's say that there are no gypsy dentists.
Yeah.
Do you think the children of these people, the children of the Roma, the children of gypsies, would feel more comfortable with a gypsy dentist than a non-gypsy dentist?
Probably they would, yeah. Of course.
And do you think that's a reason to hire or to try to recruit more or to promote more for diversity, or no?
I mean, it's possible for them to become it. There's like no law that prohibits it, so yeah.
So it's okay. Hold on a second. That was a rather long bell. Okay, so I'm trying to think of conditions that would cause you to move to disagree. Do you think the dental school should have a requirement saying that that we need to find people who are black and help them to become dentists, so we can have black dentists, so we can give more, so people can see black people, for example, in, being a dentist is, it's a doctor, it's impressive, it's prestige, it's status, it's money, it's influence, it's a certain degree of power. And we want to make sure that this is a model for all people. So we want society to see black people in the role. We want society to see gypsies in the role. We want society to see everybody in the role. Would that reasoning be enough to move you to the disagree?
I see your point, but in the end of the day, It's their own choices they make. I mean, you can't force someone to become a dentist, for example. You have to really want it. And if someone only comes because he knows, they will take me anyway because of my skin color, then I don't know. It's not the
Okay.
right motivation.
Did you have to take a test to become a dentist?
Um,
Did you have to have good grades?
yeah. I think so. I mean, there are people with way worse grades than the ones I had, and they are still here. But then they did like a preparing year
Okay.
to qualify. Yeah, and
Okay. So let's say that the university here instituted a policy that if you're, a gypsy or black, we're going to lower your requirement to get in.
I think that would be wrong
Why? How come?
because then there wouldn't be equal opportunities for everybody. Then there would be people in disadvantage because they are not part of a minority.
Okay. What if someone were to say to that, the problem is that black people and gypsies, etc., they're already disadvantaged because they haven't had the time to accumulate wealth that white people have had. So we need to give them an additional boost or an additional advantage.
I see your point, but I don't think it's right. I mean, they have the opportunity.
But so correct me if I'm wrong, but to get that opportunity, don't you need a certain degree of, maybe I'm just very American when I say that, so it might be different in Hungary, but don't you need a certain degree of money, and don't you need a certain degree of, maybe if you're poor, your mother and your father have to work and you're home alone, you don't get adequate nutrition, and so they're already at a disadvantage.
Yeah. Yeah, especially here because you have a higher fee for semester. I mean, the Hungarians, I believe, they can qualify with their grades and don't have to pay the high fee and like with a test. And there's also like a program from a German state, Saxony. They pay them. They pay the fee for the students, but then they have to work for 7 years in Saxony on the land. But
But it's unfair to those people, like most gypsies who don't come from wealth. So shouldn't the system do something to increase the chances that they can become dentists?
I don't think so.
Why not?
Because it's still possible for them to come here, qualify throughout their grades.
Less possible
Less possible because
because they don't have enough money, or they don't come from stable families. I'm not saying this is universally true, but
yeah, it's generalized.
yeah. So we need to kind of,
But
the society needs to like help them out by giving them pulling them up somewhat. I'm trying to make an argument for the other side.
but do you think we have a problem with diversity in this university? Because I feel like it's a really diverse university. Like you have people, you have black people, you have Arabs, you have a lot of Germans, Norwegian, from Israel, from all around the world. So I don't see
If a certain minority group,
lack of diversity.
if a certain, do you think diversity is a good thing?
Uh, in certain aspects, of course, yeah, but it can also lead to like clashes, like yeah, obviously there are huge cultural differences and things that are acceptable in one culture aren't acceptable in another, and that can lead to some tension.
Like what? Like what?
For example, in France, I think they banned like the the burqa, like
Yeah, yeah.
where you can't see anything. I think it's that one, but I might be mistaken because there's like burqa, hijab, and
Right, right.
I always mix them up kind of. And but there are a lot of Orthodox Muslims, and I mean they can't wear their religious gear because it's forbidden by law, and yeah, so.
All right. Okay, so bottom line, is there anything I could have said or convinced you, or any reason or evidence that would cause you to move to disagree?
I'm I see your point when you say we should motivate them maybe a little to get in there, but I don't think they should have like an advantage over others. But
What if we went into poor neighborhoods or gypsy neighborhoods or what have you, and we gave them the best teachers and we gave them extra assistance, but we kept the requirements the same for them to get in? Would you be okay with that?
that sounds reasonable. Yeah.
That's called equality.
Yeah.
So that's very different from equity. Well, thanks, man. Is there anything I should have asked you that I didn't ask you?
No, it's fine.
Okay, thanks. What's your name again?
You're welcome, Lawrence.
Thanks, Lawrence. I
Your
appreciate it. Peter. Peter. You want to do another one?
My father's Peter.
That's a good name. I tell him I said hello.